Okay, so now it's time to set up the head. It's time to get your blade pitches correct, get everything correct. If there was a number one question or a request that I have been given, it was, hey Tony, can you show me how to set up blade pitch and set up the head with the DX6i? Well, we're now going to do that. As you can see, right now I'm at mid stick on my radio in idle up, and I'm showing just a little bit off. But which way am I off? We'll loosen this up, and what you do with this pitch gauge is you move it, and you can see your fly bar down there. You want to get it lined up with the fly bar, and as you can see at mid stick I'm showing 4 degrees of positive pitch. Now that's a little much, so we're going to have to adjust that out. What you want is 0 degrees. But before we do that, go to full stick, as you can see there, and let's find out what full stick is. You want to make sure that your blade is perpendicular to the actual body, and it helps if I get my camera moved into the correct position so you guys can see this too. Okay, so we're looking at about 10 degrees of positive pitch. That's a good pitch range. We'll go full negative now. Okay, slide this, look at your fly bar, about right there. We're only showing maybe 3 degrees of negative pitch. What that's telling me is I have more positive pitch than I do negative pitch at full throws. That tells me that my links are just a little bit too long and I'm just a little bit too high. So what you want to do, set your radio back at mid stick, take your pitch gauge, put it right on 0, and then lock it down. Now that won't move, and we're going to be able to move on and set this up correctly. Okay, as you remember, right now I'm at mid stick, and I've got my gauge zeroed out. I've got my blades perpendicular to everything. Look at the fly bar, showing a little bit of positive pitch. Now what you need to do is you need to go in and you need to adjust each link, linking the servos to the swash. Basically, I go in, I turn them each one full turn, and then put them back on and try it again. And you'll do that until you lower that swash enough that you are right on 0 pitch, 0 degrees of pitch, instead of like you see right here where I've got a little bit of positive pitch when my fly bar is like that. Now I know you guys are asking me, you know, hey, what if I got a fly barless head? On all fly barless heads, it's going to have a nice flat spot right up here. You're going to put a straight edge right there, and that's what you're going to use to set your pitch by with your pitch gauge, because it doesn't have a fly bar. So get you a straight edge, put it right there on top, and you'll be able to set it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and adjust each one of those 3 links. Remember, 1 turn, 1 turn, 1 turn, check it. Do that until everything is right at 0 pitch. Okay, got everything adjusted out. As you can see, that is pretty close. You can see I'm still at mid stick over here. This line here is, I mean, it's almost matching up perfectly with that fly bar. It is so close, as a matter of fact, that I need to move it not a half a turn but a quarter turn, which is actually impossible with these links. So it is really close. So now let's check the full stick and low stick. We'll go full stick first. We'll loosen this little nut. Okay. What do you think? About right there or so? We're looking at about 7 degrees. Let's move it a little bit more. About 7.5 degrees of pitch. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move my gauge down to 7.5 degrees, because that is what this should go to. So we'll go to low stick. As you can see, it is pretty darn close. I'm looking at, well, actually I'm looking at about 8.5 degrees. So I am 1 degree too low on my swash now. So double check it. Okay, we got 8.5 degrees there. Seven and a half degrees there. Okay, now I went just a little bit too far. Now I need to raise the swash plate just a little bit. So I'm going to raise it a half turn, and then I'm going to do that high-low check again and try to get those perfect. Doesn't matter what that center is, we'll adjust that center in just a minute. Okay, now this whole time, all we've been checking is one blade. Now, I've gotten it to where I've got 7.25 degrees of pitch going positive and 7 degrees of pitch going negative. I have just a little bit more positive than I do negative. I don't do a lot of 3D. In fact, I don't do any 3D. I do 3D, and I'm in here replacing parts. So a little bit more positive, not that bad. I am not so anal that I need to adjust all that. So we put it back on 0. We are back at mid stick. We check. Check that. That's pretty close. It looks like it's off on the camera, but it's actually right on. I'm not sure why the camera is showing it that way, but boy, it is, isn't it? It's showing that it looks like I have just a hair degree of positive, but with my eyes, it looks right on. Now I gotta move my radio out of the way, spin this around. If you spin it clockwise, it won't spin the motor. Bring that around, put it on this one. Okay, now this one looks like I have just a little bit of positive, and for you guys, it probably looks like a whole lot of positive. So, what I'm going to do, because this has positive pitch, remember, these links, positive pitch, the blade's going to pitch this way, so it's got a little bit of positive. I need to extend that link and bring that blade up. We'll just take it, pop it off. Because of the amount, I'm going to go 1 full turn counterclockwise, unscrewing it, pop it back on, and then check it. Look at that. We are right almost to 0. I like that. Now, swing it back around again. Not that far. And then check it again. Now, because it looks so bad on the camera, I'm going to go ahead and adjust this one. But I am only going to adjust this one a half a turn. And we're going to see where that puts us. See, that still looks like it's giving positive. But guys, to me, that looks really, really close. Let me move it over here to the side to where I get a real good angle. Well, I do that, and it still looks really bad. Okay. You just keep doing this over and over and over until you get 0 pitch at mid stick. Okay. How does that look, guys? Does it look a little bit better? Maybe just a little bit. Camera doesn't lie, does it? Okay, now it looks like it's got negative pitch. Go the other way. Okay, guys, how does that look? I think that looks pretty darn close. It's that way on both blades. So I've got 0 pitch at mid stick. I've got 7.25 degrees of pitch when I go to full positive pitch, and I've got 7 degrees of pitch when I go to full negative pitch. So that's set up. Time to move on to other parts of the head. Okay, I know you're sitting here going, wow, there is more to set up on this head than just that. Oh yeah, there's a lot more. Now, if you're pretty lucky, you'll get one that is kind of like mine. What you want is these 2 washout arms. You want these, if you look at it from, say, this side, you want this bolt and that bolt to be exactly in line. When you look at it this way, this needs to be horizontal. It needs to be level with the swash plate, everything level. Now, spin it on around there a little bit more, and I'll kind of pan up so you can see that a little bit better. There's mixing arms up here, the exact same thing as the washout arms. You want to make sure that these are all level. I got one blade kind of cocking off to the side, so it's not wanting to stay for me. But mine are, I mean, they are pretty darn close. They're close enough that I'm not going to mess with it. If your washout arms are not level, you need to adjust these links that go up to your flybar cage. If the mixing arms up here are not level, you've just gotten done adjusting all these links up here, you want to adjust these links. Now you can also adjust your blade pitch by these long links here. Some people would rather do it like that. Some people, like Lee, are buying the links up here that are solid. A solid link, man. And I believe these are solid on his. And then he's just using this to adjust his blade pitch. It's completely up to you guys, whichever way you guys want to do it. So right now, our head's set up. I hope that answers every one of you guys' questions about how to set this up. I did miss one thing though. When you're setting this up, you want to make sure that your flybar paddles are directly in line with the flybar cage. Now, as you can see, I may have just a little bit of positive pitch in it. Shouldn't be too awful much. Shouldn't hurt it at all. We'll go up here. That looks pretty good. It's almost like it's got just an airfoil shape with a flat bottom. So we'll spin it around if I don't kill my camera with the blade. Check this one. As you can see, this one looks like it's just a little bit high. Just kind of bend that down just a hair. Now it looks just like that other side. And that is perfect. So, head set up, servos, centered, swash, level. We know we got the same pitch. Our tail is ready to go outside. Not your butt, the tail on the helicopter. And everything looks good. The only thing that you have not done is actually spun it up. Don't do it on your desk. Otherwise, your computer monitor will look like mine with a little mark in it. $300 monitor with a mark. So now, pretty much the only thing that is left is clean up these wires. Guys, do this as a favor for me. If you post a picture on my forum, which is rc-help.com/forum, if you post a picture on there and I see this, well, I'm not going to do anything, but it just drives me nuts. Help me out here, guys. Try to clean this up. Zip ties, you know, at least zip tie it to the side or something. Just clean it up. So, the only thing we got left to do now is really to go outside and put this thing in the air. Here's the bad part about right now. The wind outside is gusting to over 60 miles an hour. I don't care what size helicopter you're flying. You ain't going to have a very good time. One this small, you're really not going to have a good time. So I'm going to have to put that off to another day. But I will get to it. I am not going to do what I did before. I promise. Promise. You guys can come to my forum and gripe me out if I forget. I should have that within a week. So, guys, I hope you've enjoyed it. And I've enjoyed making it, even though this was really easy because it was mostly set up to begin with. But I hope this kind of teaches you something. If I forgot something, guys, please let me know. I don't care what it is. Come to my forum, post it on there. You can leave it in a comment right here on YouTube. You can leave it in a thread right below because some of you guys are going to be reading this on my forum itself. I've been saying forum an awful lot lately. Can you tell I'm excited about it? I love the layout of my forum. But let me know if I missed anything, guys. And if I did, I'll cover it. I'll do a little short video, or I'll redo this whole thing. I enjoy doing this stuff so much. I'll redo this whole video just for you guys. So, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video, guys.